Hey, good morning, tubers. I thought I would do another live stream while I'm doing some rather mundane work, if I should be honest. Building these things up. Not much fun, but has to be done. So I thought I'd get a little bit of interaction and a bit of a chat happening whilst I'm working away. I've also got to go through this pile of blue cells and clean all the gunk off of them. I'm not looking forward to that, and I figured it could be my fidget spinner while I'm actually on live stream. So now we'll see how we go. I don't know how much of that I'll get done because that's going to drive me crazy. I've got 500 or something of them there to do. So I am getting over it. I am kind of glad that I've only got, can you see? That is the last of the cells I think I'm going to process. I don't think I'm going to be doing too many more. So yeah, it's time to change focus. Oh, that's not good. A couple of them are broken. Probably the way they were packed. Oh, we got some people in the room. I'm a little bit early, so I don't expect too many people to be here. I am sorry about sort of showing up early. Oh, we got Keith, we got John, Texas, Greg, Sparta, USA. Good morning, Greg. Welcome to yet another live feed from Pete, just to entertain himself. I remember, if you're watching one of these back or you're somebody new to my channel, I don't do live feeds for you guys. I do live feeds for myself, so I have something to do. And like I said before, I do enjoy the interaction. So this isn't going to last very long. We finished it all in a minute or two, I reckon. Yeah, my last one had 51. Holy heck, 51 broken pieces. You getting a refund on that, do you, Keith? Or you'd be getting a lot of them, though. That's just quality control, because there's no pieces in the box that that match up with any of them. So it's a quality control at their end. They're just throwing them into a box and saying that's good enough. So for some unknown reason, I just bought another couple of hundred of these. I don't even need them. Well, I was planning on continuing on building more packs, and then I thought, you know what? If I buy more packs, I've got to get more discharges, because I can't just borrow those ones all the time. And I've got no one to put them anyway, so it is what it is. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of fan noise in the background. It's quite warm in here today. Had some good rain, followed by some stellar sun. So, and the beep 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 is on cue. Yours, good afternoon. Hi, Dave from Canada. What else we got? Dave, morning from London. Mohammed, how are you, buddy? Welcome. Michigan, India, border in the USA. Indiana. What else we got? Bill. Keith orders loads of them. Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. I got a bunch of Keith stuff here. I got delivered fast too. They are paying for some other stuff from me, but yeah, crappy. Yeah. I guess it could be the post, but I still think because those missing pieces weren't in there, it's not the post. I've been highly inspired from you and now have my own Powerwall and base room. Oh, welcome to the club, buddy. How do you find it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I just did maths live on camera. I'm actually rendering my next video at the moment. And talking about next video, finally all my videos got remonetized again. Well, the ones that were missing from YouTube. So that's all back on again, which I'm incredibly grateful for, and hopefully we don't have the same problem again. But who knows? I'm kind of glad I didn't put my reaction video up, because I went off on camera. Privately, of course, I didn't upload it. But I'm glad I didn't put that one up. Might have it might have got demonetized as well. What else we got? Canada, hi from Lithium Fire. Beef in the house. Iowa time. Morning Los Angeles. Welcome. Solo, hi all. Getting custom print samples and some color made samples for company chat. Oh, that's cool. Hi there, Dave. Was wondering if the power bank you have, or it's running AC with your hybrid system. I'm running AC with my hybrid system. I've only got one AC on it, but it's a little, I think it's a 1 kilowatt unit or something, 800 watts. Something like that. I don't understand it, but it draws about 800 watts constantly when it's on. When it's actually on cooling cycle, that is. Are the parts you're handling 3D printed? No, they are China. They're just, you buy them. It's cheaper to buy them than 3D print them. In Australia, you can buy 200 of them at the moment, delivered for 99 bucks. And you need 112 to do a 14p, 80p 14s. Or is that the wrong way around? Who knows? I always get that the wrong way around. I do have a little diagram on my desktop that keeps reminding me. How is... Oh no, that's it. I was going the wrong way around. From the USA, what is David? What did David ask? David, yes, that pip on the wall is going to go down into my power shed, but my Sparky's messed himself up a little bit, so I have to wait. And he's a busy man, which makes it a little bit harder as well. Solid spoke to the founder of Batrium, getting the new shunt hopefully next week. Yes, the new shunt. Talking about new shunt, I've got to post that one back because it was only a sample and doesn't actually work. Well, it's got no software on it or something, so I've got to post that one back. Thanks for reminding me. I should do that tomorrow morning. I've got to post some stuff to Tasmania because someone wants to do Bitcoin mining, and I've got a bunch of old video cards here I'm sending down. I think there's about 3 or 4 of them. Big old heavy ones, 5 years old, 6 years old things. Pretty much useless for anything else. Oh, there's another one. That's 4. 4 out of 100. That's not good. I wonder if I get a refund on those 4. Ah, happens, I guess. What do you do? They're cheap. I wasted a lot of time. 1x1s. I did the 1x1s in the beginning as well. Were you mad about in your... You never uploaded? Because YouTube demonetized a whole heap of my... Well, they demonetized 2 of my new videos and a bunch of my old ones, which I didn't care about, but the 2 new ones were only 1 day old. So there's like 2,000 views or something that wasn't monetized. And I'm not sure whether they reimburse you for that or what. I don't know how that works. But I was pretty goddamn annoyed. I mean, I hear a lot of other people complaining about it, and I'm like, who cares, you know, get over it. And then it happened to me, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, no, this really does matter. This does matter to my YouTube channel. It does matter because of the work I put in. So, and then I madly looked around for other platforms to upload my stuff to. So I'm actively uploading every one of my videos, all of one of my 416 videos, I think, and 405 of those are public, up to another platform. I'll see how that goes. I need, like, VidMe, I think I uploaded it to, but I need 50 followers or something before I can finish the monetization process. So I think I'm gonna upload all my videos first and then ask a bunch of you guys just to go and follow me so I can get that monetization happening before I spend any effort in it. I am absolutely... Is my mic clipping again, is it? I know how to turn that down now. I will turn that down. Is that any better? Let me know. My son was playing with my computer, so it's possible that it got put up too high. And the camera's a fair way away from me, so I might have been talking a little bit loud. I found these holders for $40 a pack. But yes, Riley, were you in Australia? Working on getting cells ready, doing a small power wall to run lights. Excellent, good work. Have you got a YouTube channel, Bill? I shall try and log into it, if I haven't already. Yeah, okay, it will be a long print job. It will be an awfully long print job. Have you thought about wind turbines? Yes, we've discussed the wind turbines quite a few times in detail. Council regulations and stuff like that say it's just too hard, and I really don't have enough constant wind or even sporadic wind to even be worth it. So probably won't be going down the wind turbine route. It'd be fun to play with though, I have to admit, because let's face it, the times that I'm going to need the wind power and not the solar is when it's raining and stuff like that. And typically when it's raining, there's a lot of wind. So it would probably make practical sense, but it doesn't make financial sense. You can't spend $1,000 on something that has, you know, years and years and years and years to actually even repay itself, and that's if something doesn't break. I guess that's like anything I've got in my shed really, but I've still got to be able to justify it to wifey. What we've got, I have a question. Did you recently find any 2700 cells? No, I haven't found any of them yet. I haven't even laid my hands on one. Not one. This week I'm gonna, I've been spending a little bit more time looking for cells, even though I'm not going to be building any bigger. I still want to hoard a heap of cells. So I want to have, I've already got a private stash that's just sitting there waiting to be exploited, I guess you'd say. But I also want a stash that I can profit from, so to speak. So spend the time to go out there and find them, and hopefully I can sell them at, you know, a little bit of profit. Because let's face it, that's what I'm here for. Is natural gas available? No, I haven't got any natural gas here, unfortunately. I can get it. I can get the bottles, but then it just adds another layer, another bill, because you've got to rent the bottle then, don't you? Speaking of pips, I will give you an affiliate link. Now, I don't get paid for anything from these guys for giving you this link, but this is an affiliated link for MPP Solar, or what's it called? Copy, paste. That is where I get my my pip inverters from. In fact, I've got all of my MPP Solar products from that store, and I believe it's their official like store on eBay. So that's where I get that from them. And if you can use my link, it will be appreciated. If you bought a pip through my link, I think I make almost $20. It's 4%. It's 4% of the sale, I believe. Oh, I'm finished. I'm finished with 4 to go. 4 broken. That's not horrendous, I guess. I'll put those with all the rest of the broken ones I've got. What else we got? Riley Smith. What have we got? Yeah, definitely share the link where you got the $40 cell holders from. Dennis, I think I've got yours. Is anybody going to point out the bare cell in the basket? No, that's not a bare cell. That is a LG. AVE. But if you look over there, there's about 10 bare cells in the discharger at the moment. Oh God, I forgot how horrible this was to take off. It is going to take me a month just to pick all this off so I have some clean blue cells. That is not very polite, but I guess it's got to be done, doesn't it? This is the 18650 pain that I will endure so it looks good. And then I'm envious of everyone else that just puts clown colors up. Hello from Bathurst. What have we got? Natural gas. We've got that speeding of pips. What type of cells are in the box? That box is full of my my blue beauties, and they are Samsung 28As, IRC 18650. They're either 28As or 30. I think there's some 30Bs or something in there as well. But an overwhelming amount of them are 28As, which are 2800 milliamp hours, I believe that equates to. I think. Oh, look at that. First one. I should go through and find all the ones that are easy first, shouldn't I? Lighting. Yes, I slept well. I was going to be on several hours ago, but my wife had plans to go out, and I didn't have any plans to have my kids on camera, so I chose to be in with my kids rather than out here chatting to you guys. I'm sorry about that. Keith might have a solution to the naked cells. Well done. Keith should now put a link into his eBay store. Like the video, guys. Pete, show the shrinks. Oh, okay. Where's the rest? Oh, there they are. Oh no! This is what you get for doing impromptu stuff. And I just dropped them all. Okay, this pile of rubbish on the ground is all the insulators from Keith. So they go, pop one off, pop one out, grab a cell. Of course, this is like the Food Network. They always show the camera what they're doing. Anyway, go something like that on the top of your cell. Of course, that's going to mess with me forever. I'm going to have to get that perfectly. Anyway, and then there's a whole heap of heat shrinks. To 1,000 or something, heat shrinks. And he very kindly sent me some samples. And a DIY Powerwall sticker. That is changing. It's going to secondlifestorage.com. Shh, I didn't tell anybody that live on camera. So there's a heap of colours that Keith does for his shrinks. There's some clear ones there. Oh look, Pete's got a filter. It's a YouTube filter. This one will be a drunk filter, making you get all queasy. What else you got there? How many clear ones? Oh, you got a green one. That'd go well with the silver underneath it. Cool. Thanks for sending me those samples, Keith. There's 2 packets there. So I'll use all them for the inside ones. You need that colour, Keith. And I have a water here somewhere because it is really, really hot. Oops, my batteries just went into bypass mode or auto balance. Oh look. Alright, Snippy's made his appearance. Fine for me. Hello from Sydney. Can you read out of the current power production and consumption, including the battery stats? I could show you transition, but that's not actually like really live figures. Because I'm doing some other tests and stuff at the moment, which is causing that not to tell. I'm pointing to it like you can see. it's not reading the correct figures across all cells. Just because I've got the settings changed differently. Actually, no, that's... Oh no, it's just the lag in it. But yeah, the battery's almost balanced, so they're point... What is it? 0.03. Wait a minute. 0.03. Where is it? There. 0.03. Oh, now 0.04 of a volt spread between the highest cell and the lowest cell. The temperature is, maximum temperature in my power shed is 40 degrees. The average temperature is 31 across all my Longmons. So that's the sum total of 112 temperature sensors. Actually, there's probably more than that. Maybe 122 temperature sensors. And all this up and down bit here is when the batteries go into like a... They're trying to balance the batteries. So it's actually drawing more down off the solar panels. So that's the current going up and down. Or, wait a minute. No, it's not. That's the dryer that's on. Nah, wifey's got the dryer on. So it's actually... I can't even show you because I'm doing other things, unfortunately. I'm doing a massive screen capture. I'm doing like several days worth of screen capture. So I can't even show you the actual Batrium stuff. Ah, where's my mouse? Rightio, go back to main. Where's my ugly mug? Transition. There we go. My chat. Come on, Pete. What are we doing? Am I going too slow? I am. I'm a little bit behind. Did I have a good night's sleep? Yes, I did. I absolutely smashed out the hours. I didn't wake up till 8 o'clock this morning or something. My kids were wandering in the house being very quiet. Dave, are you going to check resistance on your Powerwall moving forward? Nah, I'm not. AliExpress. I have AliExpress referral codes. If you can send me the link, I can put a referral code on that. And of course, the referral codes don't cost you anything. They just make me a few bucks without having to rely on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Dude, you really got to start posting a memo on the forum that you're going to be here. I couldn't have been bothered. I didn't actually want the comment load today because I really wanted to actually... And now I've completely lost where I was up with the comments. Where is it? Shrinks. No apologies. Kids come first. Morning, Pete. I'm going to crank on so I catch up. But the Food Network has always said it's so buckle. Awesomest heat shrink with a dash of Pedoni. Electric V by Keith. I haven't used one insulator yet. I reuse all the plastic insulators from my cell already had. Yeah, I plan on doing that, but I'm going to put the other insulators on top as well if I can get them to look consistent. Snippy. Electric 18650. Yay for Snippy. If anybody's looking for heat shrink insulators, 4x4 clips and charging holders, yes, go to Keith's store. Keith, did you link to your store or did you link? Yes, you linked to your store, smart man. I just had to check. A lot of people link to the actual product itself, where you got to link to the store, so you don't actually, if something goes out of stock, you can look for the next one that comes along, which is very handy. And there is an awful lot of beeps happening behind my head at the moment. White, yes, White's abating. Greetings from Germany. G'day, buddy. Screen capture White Grumpia. You don't need to do that if you want to, appears days ago. No, but you do need to do it if you want to screen capture on, if you want to do like a video, a fast motion. I'm actually screen recording and stuff. I got a specific situation that I've got happening over here that I want to not disturb, I guess you'd say, for the next video. He calls those snippy because that is what his wife is going to do. Bo's dad, I have to admit, I can afford to buy a new pair. And just between you and me, someone on the forum worked out what snippy was about. Very well done. And I think he's in the chat room today. Buy key stuff. Absolutely buy key stuff. It's also bloody quick. In SA would pay off quite a bit. Excellent. Hope and help. Go on winter. Would be a hot day. Here in the northern hemisphere, where we're going into winter. I couldn't deal with 0 degrees, even though I want to live in Tasmania. Go figure. Do you have any? I got two 18650 flashlights off eBay. They cost me like $9 each or something, and they both failed. Gotta love the beeps. The beeps are back. Going to switch to my MacBook. Be right back. Yes, I should keep actually processing some of these cells while I'm sitting here talking. I think I've already actually caught up. Have I missed anybody's comment? If I have, ask again now, because it's the best time I'll actually see it. Even though I go out of my way to try and not miss anything. Any comments and stuff like that? I just realised that my live chat only just started, because I was going to start at midday, but then I was sitting here and I'd already set up. Well, I was still set up from last night, so. Each and every cell's got to look like that, guys, just out of interest. Every cell. Except the ones I damage. Any of the blue cells that get damaged go on the inside. Like if the housing is actually gone. I wish I could join the stream. Unfortunately, I don't have Skype set up today, mate. It turns out Skype doesn't really work very well. I had a big plan of doing Skype and having people actually, instead of just wanting a general chat, because that's boring in a live feed. Wait a minute, that's what I'm doing. I was genuinely hoping that I could have people come on and, like on their mobile phones or something, and actually walk around their Powerwall and actually show off their setups. I thought that would have been bloody super neat, but it really didn't take off as I expected. Gotta love the beeps. Going to switch. All good. Alarms. So I'm starting this whole process. Have you got a YouTube channel? Are you planning on YouTubing it? Have you gone to the forum? Is there any questions you'd like to ask? All the YouTube monsters say you've got to look at your camera when you're doing a live stream, but you know what? That's completely impractical, because you can't do anything else at the same time, can you? Progress is slow. 246 cells done. That is terrible. But at least it's progress. And what one's that? 2348 on an Opus discharger. If Elon saw this, he'd be so proud. I've released before that I had one day about 12 months ago where, I don't know if Elon, yeah, he did own it, I think. Somebody or someone or a group of people from Solar City sat on my YouTube channel for several hours, and in one day was, don't quote me on this figure, but it was like a 10% of all my views in one day. So like, oh, no, not views, watch time. And on that day, I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 views. So they looked at a couple of hundred videos in one day. I don't know whether they skipped through them or what, but yeah, they know about my channel, I'm pretty sure. I'm confident that they have meetings about this community. Well, it'd kind of be cool to find out that for sure, wouldn't it? Question for you. What do you think about average Joe cell holder Do you think extra spacing between is beneficial? Space isn't that big of a concern for me. Look, his cell holders are awfully cool. He has done his own thing, which is even better in this community, because the more times that we can try something new, the better it's going to get. Put your own spring, put your own, what do you call it? Twist to it, I guess you'd say. And it'll be brilliant. I mean, it's also accessible. Like, sometimes people don't have access to these sorts of things, but can certainly get some of that pipe from the tip or from landfill, or save it from going to the landfill or something like that. So definitely get after that. I would recommend it. It definitely works for him. Good idea, question. Keith, 2-day shipping. You can't beat him with a big stick. You could beat him with a big stick. No. I wish I could find as busy as you have, so to speak. It's not easy. It's time consuming. It's relentless. It's boring. It's the amount of no's to yeses is 100 to 1. The no's to even talking to somebody that's able to talk to you from that company about buying cells is awful. It's just horrendous. I hate it. But it's got to be done. You can't just sit around and complain you can't find them. So it doesn't really work that way. Oh, there's one I don't hardly have to clean. I just pull one sticker off. If you shrink cells, do they fit in the holder? Yes, but not if you buy the heat shrink off eBay. Like on eBay, there's just normal heat shrink. You've got to get 18650 heat shrink. I bought a heap of it. This stuff. I was in the early days. I was thinking about doing some sexy green, and I thought, you know what, it'd be fantastic if you could heat shrink this up and put it into your pack. Where is it? So that's a piece of heat shrink. Oh, we're getting some live action here, guys. I'm not even going to do this properly. So you get this stuff off eBay. It's 125 degrees, 600 volt. Outside diameter is 20 millimeters. Inside is something else, I don't know. So cut that off. And it's just thicker. I mean, it's heavy duty, that's for sure. But it's don't do this at home, kids. There you go, safety first, right? And now it's hot. So it's just too chunky at the end. Where is it? It's just way too chunky there. And this end is probably worse. And when you go to put it into a cell holder, you gotta force it in, and then it just kills it. It just doesn't fit. So you got to buy the right stuff that Keith sells, because Keith sells, well, I think he's the cheapest at the moment too. They all fit perfectly without any of that twisting up or whatever else. There you go, that's Pete's lesson. That's Pete's live lesson for today, kids. If you like that lesson, press like, and I'll see you on the next one. No. All right, beep, 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 affiliate link. All my moderators don't need to put affiliate link anymore, Keith. Everything my moderators do is probably affiliate link. That's the way I pay them. How do you know it was them unless you... I guess. Also that. I'm not sure what that was about. Sorry. Maybe I'm missing. Please don't. Keith's eBay page. Beep, beep, beep makes Joe proud. That's the only thing I don't like about these discharges. And they're slow, the beeping. Even though they are Rowans. dischargers. They're not mine. I only borrowed them. Yeah, they're slow. They're much slower than the Opuses. I like the Opus. Where are we going? Direct orders. Contact me for details. Bookmarking for later use. Put your own spin on it. I thought you said spit on it then for a second. Are you switching to the glass fuse? Isn't the bare white easier to see if it has popped? Absolutely, but I'm trying something different. And again, I think the way Joe has done it looks super sexy. Combine that with Fly Jabberoo's way of doing the bus bars, and look, it's all a community and it's all getting better. And I only bought the fuses because I knew I was going to get a spot welder for free. So I really wanted to give the spot welder every single chance I could to make it work the best I could. So, and make it work for our community. It's the cheapest spot welder, and if I can get it to work mint, it's a good thing, because we can buy the cheapest spot welder and still get done what we need to do within our budget, so to speak. Great, thanks. J-Rock, I posted on the Facebook page what everyone else does with their leftover plastic and electronic boards from their battery leftover. Anyways, I had half a big bag full. My plastic I find really hard to get rid of. I used to take it back to my recycler, but now I got literally boxes and boxes and boxes and full of it that I'm actually going to have to take to landfill, I think, if I can't find anybody to take it. And I've got about 4 boxes of copper, like nickel and PCBs and paper waste. It's just too hard to separate out. So that's how I'm doing that. I haven't worked out if you're allowed or should even put those the plastic into the recycling bin out the front that gets picked up. I'm not sure. I'm no blogger. I hate video me, therefore I'm lucky to get done when I can. Props to Peter for making this all possible. Mr. Hope No, thank you very much. And you don't have to be a vlogger. You don't. The first bunch of videos that I did with this sort of stuff, I didn't put my face on camera at all. And then I put my face on camera and I realized that some people actually want to see a face. They don't want to see hands all the time. So I try and keep an even spread between, you know, face and hands, so to speak, when I'm doing videos. Oh, my rendering's almost finished. Oh no, it's not. It's only 58%. 8 hours and 29 minutes worth of rendering. That's a lot of renders. I think that's about 30 hours of screen capture. You got to compress it down 100 times and then compress it down again to get it into a 30-second bit. What we got? I just get the really thin heat shrinks and it's work and cheaper. There we go. I say, oh, I found a company to take the plastic casings. Haven't found there. It's just recycled plastic. I thought it was like peat or something, although I think the peat's got to have the symbol on it. Jumbo heat shrink for whole pack. So that's an interesting thing. That's somewhere where you might be able to move into, Keith. Some jumbo heat shrink. You won't remember, but house finance come through. We're going to be near neighbours. Near neighbours. Oh, is that for your brothers living in Forest Lake or something near me? Something like that? I don't remember. I do remember vaguely, but... Another cell done. I should take this inside and see if my wife wants to do it while watching Home and Away. This is how you get stuff done, kids. Well, it's not really. Jumbo packs, neighbours. What do you think about new Samsung cell? What do you think about buying new Samsung cells at $2 each? Darren, if that's in your budget, get on it and do it. I wouldn't pay that much, but then again, I couldn't afford to pay that much for 4,000 cells. Granted, you'd need less of them and you'd less maintenance and all sorts of advantages, I reckon. I did see you using average O glass axle fuses in your last vid. Yes, they were. I haven't actually tested them, so I don't know how good they are. But actually, what I'll do, I'll turn my soldering iron on. I'll grab a Pano Grey. What I'll do is I'll solder two ends together to make it longer. So I've got two fuses, and I'll short it out and see if the fuses break. I wonder if I could just do that without soldering it up. Here we go. This is more danger. Now this is going to either burn my fingers, which will be really clever on camera, or it'll work. And I didn't even feel a tingle, and that one blew. So that works. That's that is a very good test for fuses. If you don't know whether your fuse is going to work or not. Okay, let's see if both of them blew or just one. I don't need that on anymore. No, we want continuity. We do the beep test. We got beep. I'll put that up closer so maybe you can hear it. Okay, so this is one. Where have we got? This is one that. So that's a good one that I didn't use, and these are the two that I used. So one works, and one doesn't. So I held two fuses together and one blew. My fingertips didn't heat up. I couldn't feel anything. It just went pop. So that's a good test. The fuses work. I wonder what happens if I did fuse wire. I might need a glove for doing the fuse wire idea. Where's my gloves? Because I know the fuse wire works a lot differently when it's a long piece. And I'm completely going off topic here on a little bit of a rant, but I guess that is what I do. Hey little guy, what are you doing? Ah, you're colouring in, good boy. So now if I go some of this little wire, and of course I've got a big hole in this fingertip, and then put it around the other side. I changed my screen, now I can't even see where I'm looking. Do that left-handed. You can't even see it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. It just goes thermal. So that takes seconds to actually blow that fuse wire. Granted, that's a long bit of wire and the heat transfers through all the wire and stuff like that. But that's another good way of knowing whether or not your fuse wire is going to be big enough to, or small enough to do what you need it to do. My theory is that's one cell dead shorting. What happens if you had another, what, 79 cells pumping amps into one cell? That fuse is going to do more than enough to save your bacon, I reckon. No, please, little guy, leave it up. My son's trying to shut the screen down, the roller door. I don't have pack size shrink. Goodbye everyone, got to sleep. See you mate, thank you very much for tuning in. I like this at HBPowerwall. The question about them was to do with Solar City guys. Oh, okay. How do you know it was them? No, you can see in your Google Analytics like domain names and stuff like that. So 4 days later, I also had Energy Australia domain name come up on my analytics, and I spend an awful lot of time in my analytics having a look through and trying to work out how things happen and why and when, and I use analytics for what they're for. So yeah, it's easy to see. Like when the ABC did the thing on me, I can see the lists and lists and lists of like places where they come from. You can see if it comes from a forum and stuff like that, and then you can go over and have a look and find out who's talking, trash talk about your project. So it's not that hard. You and that torch. Would it be okay to fuse a small group of 4 cells rather than individual fuses? Yes, if you had the appropriate size fuse, I can't see any problem with that. And as long as each one was fused individually. Excuse me. Out of my box and out of my shed, please. Go. My little man's driving me nuts. I just don't want him to destroy the box from these. He uses them as cars. Looking into supplying 20. Oh, cool. I switched from using my iMax to my Opus. Makes processing cells much easier. Yeah, iMax can only do one at a time, I think. I use my iMax, and I've had this iMax, I think, if I look back at videos, probably more than 18 months, and it gets used a lot. Like, I'm talking, it charges my big, like a whole packs for days and days on end until they're charged. I really need to get one of the big 1000 watt units that One Up the Sleeve Customs got from Banggood. I think that would be an absolute ripper of a unit, but kind of pointless considering I'm trying to get out of doing as much processing as I can. I like the @HBPowerwall. If you've got a question directly at me, put that little @ symbol and then HBPowerwall, and that'll actually help me distinguish which ones I really got to pay attention to. That or super chat it, but YouTube takes 40% of that anyway. So Opus, have not heard of that one. Pete has a wall full of them. No, the Opuses aren't behind me. I've only got one Opus, just there, and that's doing a 100 cycle test at the moment. If you'd like a link to where to buy the Opuses from, I would love to give you one. Amazon, www.amahbpowerwall. Copy, and again, that's affiliate linked, so I do make some money off you. Where's my mouse gone? That's the problem with having 2 screens. Control V, enter, that'll do. Rightio. No, I haven't tried the MC3000, but I have looked at it. Gonna use some of my leftovers IMR on to do an e-bike project. Awesome, 30S 4P. Re-electric boo. Keith is a great contact. Awesome, another thumbs up for Keith. Keith's gonna get more thumbs up than I am. The clear green is nice too. Opus BT. Isn't the BTC 3100 exactly the same as the 3400? I think I actually saw somebody did a teardown on both of them, and seeing if they're any different. I might see if I can grab one of them and pull it apart and see what's inside of it. That might be a good test for the community. Oh, making progress. Almost half. Oh, we're more than halfway finished on this pack. That's a horrible one. I'm not even going to bother trying. There's got to be better ones, like that one where I don't have to do anything. Get in. Oh, and that one I don't have to do much at all. This must make for very entertaining watching. Oh, now that heat shrink's all messed up at the bottom. That's not good. Oh, no, it's a good cell too. Oh well, that one's going on the inside. Banggood. Watch out. I'm pretty sure the plastic is number 3 recycled coating. I haven't really looked into it, if I should be honest. I just put it in a box and pretend it doesn't exist. How cold does it get in the battery shed? It didn't get below didn't get below 5 degrees in my battery sheds. I could actually pull all those settings out of my bait room if you really wanted them. I have them. The Watchmon actually logs 10 years worth of data, including temperature, I believe. Jaron would mention, will comment if that is untrue. May I ask how you balance each cell in the wall? I asked you to my LiPo 12 ASPAT use my helicopter. I just don't understand. Okay, so I use a Batrium BMS to balance, www.batrium.com. And I've got to make sure I spell that right, don't I? HTTP. There we go. I think that works. Someone can check it. There we go, done that one. Tim, not at all. Most of it is ABS, but some is polycarbonate with glass fiber, not worth recycling. Oh, okay, there we go. Winter in Brisbane, yes. Mine is a version 2.2. That will be the Opus. The contactors for the laptop batteries are gold-plated. Keep them. I don't think they are. I can't see any gold plating on some of these. I reckon on the old ones they're probably gold-plated, but I don't think the new ones. Or unless that is gold-plated in there. I think you mean this bit. It does actually look gold in there. Pull it apart. So there's so little gold in there, it'd be so difficult to actually recover. I guess you could keep it, and if gold price went way up, it'd be worth recovering it. Rightio, I'm a bit behind again. I found a way to put 12-volt AGM batteries under a huge load using 3 500 farad supercapacitors between the solar panels and the inverter. 12-volt battery bank without voltage drop. Solar function. Yeah, I haven't played with supercapacitors, only because the lithium ion don't need it. AGM and gel and lead acid definitely. Define huge loads. That's a good question. Where wobs on the wires, 300 plus amps, awesome. Maths, yes, maths is good, isn't it? I don't maths very well, but I'm almost caught up again. I don't see how 500 farad, 2.6 points is 370 translate into 7. Okay, that's Tim. That's even more maths I don't understand. Have you tried to reset the CID and cells? No, I've got a box full of 0 volts, and it's not worth it because if the CID went for any reason, there's definitely a reason for it. Reddit was the worst for haters. Yes, but Reddit always is. There's a bunch of keyboard warriors that aren't accountable for anything they say and do. So, also scraps typically have pretty high series resistance. Looking for best super. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was me. Have you actually used M7 2010? No, I haven't used that. I don't even know what that is, Tim. Sorry. What is it? Is it a charger or something, or another cell done? Get in. Well, that one can go straight in. Oh, that one can go straight in. This black stuff is hard, but okay, someone's doing maths. I did a Batrium. What do you have your solar panels voltage set up to? There are 100 volts. Under load, they drop. Under load, they go from 93 volts down to 80 volts or something when the MPPT is really working hard to control it. Solar function, no charge controller, thank you. Tim, of course there is a charge controller. Didn't mean between everyone knows you need them. Where do you get all your batteries? I get my batteries, Cam, from wherever I can. Genuinely, I just get on the phone and look for any company that has a reasonable sort of car-sized car park, I guess you'd say. It stands to reason if they've got a car park, they've got staff. If they've got staff, they've probably got an IT guy. And I figure that's a pretty good way of working out whether the call's even worth making. But sometimes you ring up mum and dad shops and they've got just a box full of them sitting at the back they're happy to get rid of. So get after it, and don't use anybody else's preconceived misconceptions of where to get the cells from, because you really can get them from lots of weird places. One of my best places I ever got them from was a private school. A private school was chucking out all their old laptops, and they said, oh yeah, if you come and get them, you can come and grab every cell. I got there and there was 800 laptops they were chucking away. All the memory and all the hard drives taken out of every single one of them, and the rest of it was just a kid's trashed the hell out of it for the last 3 years. So it wasn't, the laptops themselves weren't worth anything. They just went to a recycler. Yeah, those bits, don't toss them, keep the contactors. Why throw gold away? That is very true. It's the cheapest MPPT charge controller on eBay, and you have them for sale on your Amazon page. Oh, that's because it's probably it's probably because it was the cheapest MPPT charge controller I could find. Because a lot of people out there might not be able to buy the more expensive stuff. So I try and fill that stuff up with stuff I would either like to use, have used, or that people can afford, or if it's on special. So I try and keep an eye on that sort of stuff. It's all about making me a little bit of extra coin on Amazon store and all that sort of affiliate stuff. So the more range I have there, the better chance I have of getting a sale, I guess. Geez, I wish I wasn't so honest. Snippy, Snippy, has Snippy eloped with tape measure yet? Well, that's unfortunately where they were. They were both found together. I wasn't really happy, but I've since learnt to deal with it, and we're in counselling. Are you familiar with electric skateboard builders? No, I haven't done anything with electric skateboards, unfortunately. I am too scared of falling off and dying or hurting myself badly. Off-road mountain boards, that would be fun, but again, I'll probably die spectacularly. Yes, Joe's channel has an awesome video on how to, and that's Average Joe, on the YouTube. Has a brilliant way of getting cells. And if you don't know how to get to Average Joe's channel other than searching for him, and he's got an Average Joe shirt on, you can go to my YouTube homepage, and down on the right I've got him in there. Is it aluminium alloy MPT solid set controller? Yeah, I got that now, thank you. I'm working on my e-skateboard right now. Awesome, there we go. Cam Klein. I decided to go with the MC3000 after seeing your resistance testing. Seems to be a good unit since it does charge and discharge cycles and provide resistance. Was hoping for your insight. No, sorry, man. I might be able to grab one and test the hell out of it, though. I'm open to that sort of thing. Now, I did say there is a video of me on YouTube saying I will never do reviews and I will never ever do paid stuff and all that sort of stuff. But you know what? It's become a reality that it's the only way I can actually pay for myself to sit here and do this sort of stuff and be a part of the community. I need content, and some of that content is now has to be provided by people wanting to do videos. But I'm always going to be extremely open and honest, I guess you'd say. I don't want to hide the fact I got stuff for free, and I haven't yet, I don't believe. And I don't want to talk it up for the sake of talking it up, i.e. the spot welder. I think it's a good unit. I don't think it's up to the task yet, but now it's going to be my mission to try and prove that it is up to the task and make it work for our community. I just built a longboard, but I've got to get a better enclosure than Tupperware. I don't know, Tupperware's got a lifetime warranty. You can join us on Discord. Go to my channel. You still going on Discord? No, that's changed. It didn't used to be Discord, did it? It used to be something else. Some other chat room. Ask about, there's an invite there where we discuss our builds and get ideas, etc. HB, glad I can give you a laugh to break the technical stuff about dendrites. Smash them by recharging in minutes, not hours, probably because of heat, but you might need water cooling. Yeah, see, I'd love to actually see a dendrite, but I think you need some sort of wicked camera in order to see that sort of stuff. I do believe it's true. I don't think it's mythical. So dendrites, for anybody else, is when you charge and discharge a cell, it starts to break down inside, and little stalagmites or stalactites start to grow. I don't know what they grow from, but they grow, and they actually pierce through the layers and can internally short a battery out and cause it to go thermal. And that is a thing, unfortunately. Are you still doing your day job or just YouTube? I am doing both. YouTube does not provide, and I think that's my own fault because I cancelled my Patreon a few months ago and then I turned it back on. But when I turned my Patreon back on again, I did it per video, and I didn't realize that when you do it per video, you actually have to bill your customers, so to speak. I just thought it was the videos you uploaded were the ones you made money on. So 3 or 4 months passed and I missed out on like several $100. And now it's back down to $17 per month, which I'm happy with. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just describing my situation. We were on Slack, but most of us chose Discord. Oh, there we go. And that one is not usable. So my day job is still computers, and I still make a lot more computers in 1 minute than I make from YouTube in an entire day. However, I enjoy YouTube a lot more than fixing computers lately, and that is a sad reality I don't like to admit to myself. You know what I mean. There we go. That's one done. Yeah, I don't like to admit that to myself, but I do enjoy YouTube more. I do enjoy the interaction and the fun. Nope, that won't work. I was hoping to put it up there and make it look like I had more cells done. And I'm just making an absolute mess of my bench with all this sticky stuff. That's going to be fun to get off, I reckon. Used to use Slack, but the layout was horrible. There we go. What does that lifetime Tupper warranty still hold if there's holes in it? I believe it does. I think they will warranty it if you put it in the microwave and melted it into a lump, as long as they can see a product code on the back of it. I believe. Why do I know that? As most of us get in late in the night with the glaring white light was a bit too much for ours. Sorry, mate. So you're stopping at 60 kilowatt hours. At that level, are you able to run all the items in your house, AD, stove, etc.? Okay. Very common question. The 60 kilowatt hours isn't the problem. It's the amount of solar that I have and the amount of inverter power that I have. So once I install that inverter in parallel, so I have 8,000 watts usable, which means I can use 4,000 constant sort of thing. I will put the rest, I will put 4 out of the 5 air conditioners on the batteries. And at any one time, like during the day, we use the big one in the lounge room, which is never going to be on the batteries because it's massive. It pulls like 4,000 watts or 3,600 watts or something constantly. So that's never going on there. But all the other little ones, all the bedroom ones are all on it. And then the cooktop I'm probably going to put on it, but not the oven. And the shed will be going on it as well once I get that inverter installed. So I'm about, that'll put me if you look on kilowatt hour wise over an entire year, I reckon that's 90% off grid for power. So, but it's just cheap to have the power there, so I'm never going to disconnect it. I'll get a little cabin in the hills before I disconnect it. How do you, Pete, how do you treat your undervolt cells? I've been giving mine a good second chance. 75 have been good cells. I do agree. The best way to do cells, well, I do them, is I've got, and I can't find it at the moment. Where is it? I had it like an hour ago. Anyway, I got a bunch of these. Oh, there it is there. I, funnily enough, broke it an hour ago. I got a bunch of them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 24 cells. And then I throw that on my Opus and I just put it up. I put one 4.2 volt cell in there and then all the rest low cells. And then basically stick it to 6 amps and let it go. Any that get hot in that process get thrown away. And anything that doesn't get hot gets kept. And that does it does a bloody good job of bringing them back. It just parallel charges them all up, doesn't it? I got to pick up my kids from Halloween party. Hopefully you're still on. I'm about an hour. I'm going to try and stick to about an hour, but I got plenty of, as long as I keep getting plenty of questions, I'll hang around today. If the questions start dropping off, I'll disappear. A video on YouTube that show a cut through of a cell cycling and shows the dendrites forming. I think I've actually seen that, Keith. I wouldn't mind actually promoting that video on the YouTube, on the forum. That's one reason for not overcharging the 4.2 volts or fully discharging limits of growth of dendrites, so longer life. I believe that's the way it works. I believe. Is DIY Powerwalls? Yes. Yes, DIY Powerwalls is my website, yes. Along with, I run the forum. I started the Facebook group, DIY Powerwalls on Facebook as well. You can get to the forum lots of different ways. You can go 18650.com and it goes to the forum, or secondlifestorage.com will take you to the forum as well, because we will be in the process of rebranding that. And again, that all comes down to money. If anybody's a really good web designer, not a web designer, a really good graphic artist within the community, and they want to do me a logo, contact me first. Don't go out and do it. Contact me first. And I'd be keen to work with somebody who's extremely talented and very, 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 very good at what they do. I guess that just comes under extremely talented, doesn't it? I really want an on-point logo for the forum, because I want to rebrand the forum. I've got the new Facebook group, Second Life Storage Facebook group as well, so I want to brand everything the same. So moving forward, the forum won't be just 18650s, it will be all, any Second Life cell. And that come about from people wanting the cell database to be expanded into other chemistries. And I just couldn't practically do it whilst the forum was just an 18650s forum. It didn't make any sense to me. So if I open it up to a lot of other things and Mike has the time to do the code, I can get that sorted as well. So that's all a bit of a process though, isn't it? You're like me, you like to talk, so talking to YouTube is a lot more enjoyable than talking to laptops. Or talking to yourself even. I feel sorry. I've got a man that works behind me doing the mobile phone repairs, and I feel horrible because I just absolutely chew his ear off about every single problem with YouTube. Or he's like the worst paid sounding stick or buddy you've ever had, because the poor guy cops it every day. He comes in the morning, he says, how are you? And I said, you shouldn't have asked, but now you have. I tell him about not being demonetized, or somebody spammed me or whatever. He gets the whole gambit. That's not good. How did that make... Oh, it's got a cross on it. How did that make it into that bin? It had leaked by the look of that one. Reminds me of you used to use a red cell zapper circuit on the old NiCap. I don't even know what that is, but I guess it just, you're talking about bumping it up. What solar function? What small, skinny, and purple because it gets shoved into a small dark hole? I don't know, but keep it clean. Goo gone for sticky crap. Does that actually work on the stuff that's absolutely plastered on there? That way. That stuff you literally got to get your nails into. And if it will work for that, I will buy some. F-Flux, it's a program that tints your computer screen and gets closer to bedtime to remove the blue light. Oh, that's cool. Never seen that. Lucky you, I found the aircon in my house is one of the cheapest for most efficient aircons on the market and was told to choose through 15 kilowatt hours. Oh, fully ducted. Oh, there we go. But fully ducted, if that was running all day, that's what, 800 watts constantly? That's doable through one of those inverters. But the problem, I guess you're always chasing the weakest link. If you're pulling 800 watts constantly, you've got to be creating 16 or 17 or even 2,000 watts of power to actually recharge the battery so you've got enough for the night time. And then you've got to cover all your other what do you call it, load? Your normal house load. So I can't wait to get the aircons on. I'll be running them as much as I can during summer, that's for sure. Go check it if lucky you found my aircon. At Cam, Kiln, yes, that's Peter's website. Yes. Hello Peter, hello everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up and still do some work. Dendrite problem will be solved when and if they ever get the glass electrolyte into mass production. I think the problem, once they find something else that's better than lithium, they're just going to find another problem. I mean, it's the way the world works. They cure you of lung cancer and then you die of heart cancer or a stroke or something. Wow, the power use is way overkill. I'd be happy with 30 kilowatt hour bank. Now it's 5 aircons. And why most of us have 2 aircons. Well, I have 5 aircons because I've got small bedrooms throughout the house. So there's just a small air conditioner in each bedroom. It's not anything more sinister than that. And one really big one in the lounge room. And let's face it, once on the bedrooms and stuff, when you close the door at night time, which is when those air conditioners usually run, you close the door at night time and the air conditioner only draws 3 or maybe, you'd be lucky to draw 3 kilowatt hours per air conditioner per night, I reckon. So you turn it off as soon as you wake up in the morning, you're good to go. Hello, what's the LiFo 4 coming along? Hey brother, with winter coming, we can have been running the oil heater on solar. Ever tried running your heater on the solar in winter? Yes, I run a heater. I got a 9-bar heater that draws, I think we put it on medium, and it draws 600 watts. And pretty much all winter, we just leave that in the lounge room and just leave it on 24 hours a day. Well, we did in the past anyway. But we've also got a wood fireplace as well. So when the fireplace isn't on, we don't use that heater. We don't have to. The whole house is hot. We have to open windows to cool the place down. What else? Why not switch on the cooker to propane? Because Tim, that's a big cost. To take out a perfectly functioning cooktop is crazy. It goes against everything we're doing, basically, and trying to recycle and reuse stuff. So that just doesn't work. That goes the same as my hot water system. A lot of people said that when I got the diverter. Now the diverter was I bought that for 250 bucks second hand off. I think it was Crap Solar on Facebook. And for 250 bucks, I saved, well, I know I saved 90 bucks, but I can't really prove it. It's probably more than that. given that summertime we've used the air conditioner in the lounge room a lot. So I don't even know whether it was 150 bucks, not 90 bucks that we saved. But if I had have taken the whole hot water system out that was only replaced a year or two before we bought the house, so about 7 years old, it's still easily got 3 years left in it, I reckon. So there's no use replacing it. If it dies, absolutely replace it with something else. But even then I wouldn't go gas, because then I've got to rent a gas bottle. So I would go the induction cooktops that use much less energy. And they cool up, they heat up faster and they cool down faster as well. Keith is going okay. Open another 4 boxes. Do you do anything special for smoke fire detection? No, I've just got those what do you call it? Fire sensors. The I think they're like LED, like, I don't know. They're the newer ones. They're not the old style ones that smoke detectors go off constantly and false positive and stuff. They're the newer style ones that detect smoke and, are they smoke, heat and fire? Mike's contacted me. Open another 4 boxes. What have we got special in the shed? I also think there's, okay, that's at Brad, so that's not talking to me. Not talking. I have had the grid for my turbine. Keeps on the grid is smart in case of failure. Okay, that's good. Yes, smoke detectors. Yes, there's only one. I did have one in the other shed, but it died, and I actually haven't replaced it. I should get onto that. I really should. It's nice that URL is DIY Powerwalls, not 18650 Powerwalls. Yeah, but I'm going to have to change the Powerwall thing because Powerwall is copyrighted by Tesla. Now, I don't think we'll have a problem, but I want to preempt it. That's why I'm going to change the branding on the forum to DIY to secondlifestorage.com. So that is the one of the motivations, as well as, you know, trying to make it a broader audience. How are we going? Are we catching up? We on? Yeah, I know. We've got heaps left. If you accidentally short a cell, do you keep? If you actually short a cell out by accident, removing the nickel strip from it. No, I still keep all those. If I've shorted it out for 1/100th of a second, I keep it. I don't throw it away. Geez, I'd throw out half of the ones that I do. I short out so many of them. It's crazy. That goo gone. Where's my notepad? G-O-O-G-O-N-E. I shall buy some as soon as I get off this live feed. I think that's a wise thing to do. Goo gone. Hey Junior, give me a second. I need to get my tablet connected so I can reply. Not hot cells. Come on, Pete. Just the low voltage cells. 1, 2, or 3 weeks. I found my low voltage cells have come back to life a month or so. Yeah, the not hot cells. I realise that. It's only the hot cells. If I put it in here and the hot cells get hot, or some cells get hot, they go. All the rest I keep. The voltage is not an indication of how good the cell is what I always try and say. Yes, mini splits. Yes, I've got several mini splits. Could you expand on how you revive cells? I did a video on that the other week. It's in the playlist on my YouTube channel called The Basics, I think. And I got 4 or 5 videos on how I do the little things. I should do another video on where to find cells, because the video that I got on YouTube's got 150,000 views on it or something. And it was just people ringing me up and complaining. A bit off topic, is your NBN No, my NBN is a HCF fiber hybrid connection, fiber hybrid cable. Is that right? I'm a techie guy and I'm still questioning my own ability to know what it is. Yeah, so, and it's going fine. It has its issues. Sometimes it goes slow and I've got to go and reboot, and you know, you wait an hour and it comes back. Sometimes I don't know if it's a connection problem with the NBN or it is the transcontinental link, but sometimes with the NBN, a local website will work well and an international website will work crap. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe it's just cached or something. I don't know. I haven't tried Goo Gone, but one of the cells, but it is great at removing tape adhesive and sticker residue. I am definitely going to get onto that. Not a fan of reviving low cells. They all seem to self-discharge. Maybe 1 and 8 turns out okay. But 1 and 8 is still worth testing if you don't have many cells. If you have heaps and heaps of cells, 1 and 8 is, you know, almost worth the risk, I guess. To help make your aircon AC fast USFO a bit more efficient, a small pump and spray water over the coils and remove the heat drastically. Increase its ability. Yeah, but all my aircons work perfectly, even in the middle of summer at 40 degrees. They're still pumping out 16 to 18 degree temperature. And what I do with my aircons is I just drop them all the way to the minimum. I don't even run them at 21 degrees. So I've got one now that runs purely off battery, and that is just at 18 degrees. When it's hot, it's 18 degrees constantly. I don't turn that up ever. I don't turn that down ever. Up. I don't make it hotter. There's no need. And that's at one end of the house, and then the big air conditioner is at the other end of the house. Oh, that's a line call, whether that cell will work. Come on, give me a run of really good cells that I don't have to do anything with. Like that one. And not that one. I'm actually starting to sweat. Battery voltage is at 96%. That's not bad considering the dryer is still running. Why not gas? Not costly as you think. Use gas for cooking, hot water. Who rents a gas bottle? I don't. At Wacol Camping every Monday. Oh, isn't the Wacol Camping thing awesome for gas? That is bloody awesome. I go in winter time. I have several gas bottles here for my heater inside the shed. That is so cheap. It's what, $15 or something for a 9 kilo, or 8.5 kilos, or whatever it is. I can verify induction cooking is very fast. There you go. I would love gas to cook on. I used to do 20 years ago. I used to be a Chinese cook. I used to work in a kebab shop that sold Chinese food that was owned by an Indian, and the cook was a bloody Aussie. And I used to love it. I used to love cooking on gas. So fast. Yeah, those 1500 farad supercapacitors are there, so I can run a 3.5 induction cooktop. There's 2 hot plates. There you go. See, that answers that question. I've never played with those supercapacitors. I think they're overpriced for what they are. And I get that mindset from car audio stuff. Lots of mates used to run it car audio, and I just think, why? Optical smoke alarm only detects heat. Well, it's the one that does heat and fire. It might be a combination of both. They're pretty expensive. They're like $80 each or something. I'm fairly sure that's a good investment though. Try WD-40. I will try that as well. I'll try other things, but whilst I'm sitting on here and talking to you guys, it's actually I don't know if anybody watched the live feed from last night, but I sat here and played with a magnet for hours. So it's a good fidget spinner to do something while I'm talking. Some jurisdictions that turns water into processed water, and it is framed upon by law. That's craziness. Who would? Anyway, I'm not even going to go there. You should look at replacing the sacrificial anode in the water heater with good porcelain lined tank. It could last a decade more. I haven't actually done that yet, and I'm pretty sure the last person didn't, so I might look at doing that. I got a mate up the road that's a plumber, so there's no reason why I can't ask him for advice. I think you'd waste, what, 300 or 400 litres of water if you emptied out the hot water system and had to refill it again for that sacrificial anode. I think that's how it works. It's a 320 litre hot water system or something, or 290, something like that. It is not about making the aircon room cold. It's about decreasing the amount of energy required to cool the room. Ah, see, that's a different thing altogether. I get you now. 20% more efficient. Now, 20% would work well. I have well water. I just have to worry about the calcium buildup on the coils. Yes, that would be a problem. Given your capacity, why not just charge to 3.92 volts? Which is the military spec for satellite. I could do that. I definitely could do that. At the moment, I charge to 4.1. I think there's a number of reasons why I charge a little bit more, and that is just so I got the extra days of redundancy of power. It has been suggested that I should go to 4 sooner rather than later, rather than 4.1. And I will probably end up doing that, I think. Considering that once I get this Bose pack up, which is that pack there that still needs to be cleaned up and soldered up or spot welded up. Once I get Bose pack up, I will probably be doing that, go to 4 volts. It would be nice if my inverter had a panic mode in it that automatically charged the batteries as soon as I said there's a storm coming or something. And that's definitely a consideration too. I like having that extra power there for just in case a kick-ass storm decides to visit us. And they happen every now and again, but not that often around here. Calcium build-up on the cores, giving me capacity. Aussie barbecue, mate. Oh, another chat. Yes, it's just a chat. Entertains me, that's what it's for. Propane 49 to fill 100 pounds, but you don't have to empty the tank. I'm not sure what the, given the capacity. No, I try not to. I try not to empty the batteries. I really try hard not to empty the batteries. And if I do empty the batteries, it only takes about a day and a half to get to 95% state of charge, and then a little bit. It takes a little bit longer after that to top the charge off, because obviously the MPP kicks in and sort of drops down a little bit. But yeah, what we got? Anyway, guys, I really like the panic boost button idea. I wonder how hard it will be to make up something like that. I don't think it will be very hard at all. I think somebody like Jaron from Batrium, although he doesn't have the time to support every inverter underneath the sun, but I wouldn't be at all surprised at some point Daniel from DIY Tech and Repairs on YouTube found out a way of doing it. I know it can be done. It's not hard. It's sending a bunch of commands to the pip. I just don't know how to do that sort of thing. I've never done it. I'm not good at it. I won't pretend to be good at it. So, carve through the phone. Anode rod screws. Just find the extra knockout at the top and remove it. Then carve through the phone, and then the anode rod unscrews. Oh, there you go. I didn't realise it was at the top. Where we got, you could write some smart code, which I've considered, that would check the forecast of weather. Yeah, forecast of weather as well, but let's face it, I mean, we had like horrendous storm warnings last week. You know, all over Facebook it was, we're going to die, and, you know, thousands of people are going to be left homeless type supercell crap. And at the end of the day, it was a summer storm that was in patches, and we got like 2 millimeters of rain or something. It was practically nothing. I mean, you're better to have it than not have it, but I think I would rather be able to be in control of it myself. Considering with 2 pips from the grid, I can charge it, what, 160 amps? So if I saw a storm coming, I could hit that panic button like as little as 2 hours before the storm hit and be at be at 98% charge. So they're all things to consider, I think. 15S if you don't want to charge so high. We've had lots and lots and lots of conversations about 15S. Like so many that we almost had a 15S Powerwall made rather than a 14X in my next evolution. Storms are why I don't use 10% of my batteries. Yeah, so there has been a lot of conversation about a 15S pack between myself and my Sparky, which I consider my inner circle. Why is there a 1500 milliamp hour cell? And I think that's a bloody good idea. And the Batrium can do it without a problem, so that's not a problem. There's nothing stopping me from doing it other than the fact I don't have a 15S setup. Maybe I should seriously consider that when I go into my shipping container, if that ever happens. So someone suggested that I do a GoFundMe for my shipping container, but I really don't want that ever to happen. I got no interest in that. If I ask for help for a shipping container, I'd rather people just use the affiliate function on all my forums and stuff like that. And with the affiliate money, I can just save up and buy it. I'd rather it that way. Hey Pete, how's the new BMS working for you? By the way, I'm getting closer to the size of your battery bank every day. So when your new inverter, you will do a 4-week. You'll do a 4-week only off-grid episodes. I could do, yes. The inverter's already here. I just haven't installed it yet. So there we go. That's 2 done. 2 done in an hour and a half of live feeds. That is horrendous progress. So I think I've caught up with the chat. I have. I think I might actually call it a day. If you've got any other questions, feel free to ask them below. If you're feeling that way, give me one of these because it does help the old YouTube income. And I might catch up with you next weekend at a different time again. I might do it. What's the time now? 1:30. I'll leave it up. I'll try and give 12 hours notice to the next live feed. I might do it Monday morning my time, which is American time, sort of late in the afternoon or evening or something like that, on Sunday night. So that might work for you guys, I think. How's the idea plan for self-contained shipping? It's all a plan. I haven't found a shipping container that's in my budget. I keep talking about money, but this is a reality. Any of that vision changes you grow your battery? Yeah, if with the shipping container, if I end up doing it, I will probably put some more cells in it. I have considered, you know, the shipping container doors, on the inside of the doors, actually putting 20 kilowatt hours inside the doors if I don't have any other room anywhere else. Damn, YouTube didn't. I'm DIY in the ghetto. I'm gathering YouTube didn't notify you. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Greetings from Poland. You're not afraid of throwing cells into the basket. What if some of them short it? They haven't yet, and I've thrown tens of thousands inside of buckets and baskets. That said, you shouldn't do it. It's not best practice. I'm just lazy. Later, dude. Mark from Western Australia, solar function. Pete finally made it late. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm going to have to head off. I'm out of water. I've only got ice left. I'm sweating like a pig. And my throat's starting to go dry. Thank you very much for tuning in. And like I said, if you can give me one of these, I would appreciate it. And my rendering is still not finished for that video. Damn it. That's 2.5 hours it's been rendering for. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. I love you all. This is going to be the icon at the end. Pigs don't sweat. Oh, but bacon. Now I'm hungry. The Maker Show. Sorry, buddy. I'm out of here. See you later. Cheers. Thank you for anybody who was here late. I'm very sorry, but I've got to go. You can rewatch it later like an iPoddy thing and gets my watch time up, and that's also a good thing. I'll catch you later. Do you have a complete connecting both ends of the cell and get a short circuit? If the cells have proper insulation sleeves outside, there's highly unlikely. Great show. Posted battery rack for you, Guy. Keith did it. I've got to go, otherwise I'll sit here and keep reading this. Thank you. Cheers.